It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A family COVID-19 cluster in Newcastle has grown to 3, forcing the closure of a Hamilton high school. St Francis Xavier's College will be closed for cleaning today after a male student tested positive for the virus. He's from the same household as another teenager and a man in his 20s who tested positive earlier this week. Staff and students at St Francis Xavier's has also been told to self-isolate until further notice and get tested if symptoms develop. Close contacts of the teenager will be contacted and told to seek testing and self-isolate for 14 days. The source of all 3 infections is still unknown. Dr. Kat Taylor from Hunter New England Health says the community needs to remain vigilant.
Our recent cases highlight just how easily COVID-19 can be reintroduced into our community. As individuals, we all need to play our part, avoiding non-essential travel and crowded spaces, keeping a distance of 1.5 metres between people, practicing good hand hygiene, and wearing a mask when you can't safely physically distance.
Port Stephens police are investigating an early morning crash at Raymond Terrace, which has left 2 men in hospital. Police say a car ran out of control on Beaton Avenue at about 2:15 and slammed into a parked car before overturning. The 26-year-old male driver suffered a serious leg injury and had to be freed from the wreckage. His 25-year-old male passenger managed to free himself. Both were taken to the John Hunter Hospital. The driver has been placed in an induced coma, while the passenger suffered minor injuries and is expected to be released this morning. Concerns have been raised the Hunter region could be grounded after Virgin Australia announced plans this week to cut an estimated 1 in 3 workers. The federal government has consistently denied support for the struggling airline sector since earlier in the year. Paterson MP Meryl Swanson says the government must step in for the sake of regional airports and their communities.
I really feel for local people who are employed by Virgin. I know that there are locals. I really feel for the airport because they are doing their best to survive this horrible situation that we're all in. But it is now time for the government to step up. Newcastle is a vital piece of Australian infrastructure. It must be supported.
A Maitland cafe is one of 2 New South Wales eateries to be fined for not having a COVID-safe plan in place. Inspectors visited the Soul Origin Cafe at Green Hills on Monday and found no COVID signage and tables and chairs were too close together. The cafe's been fined $5,000 for the breach. The Darlow Bar in Sydney has also been fined after patrons were found seated at tables not 1.5 metres apart. Cessnock City Council is expected to accept an offer from the state government to establish a new access road to the Cessnock Correctional Centre. The centre's existing road network will be connected to a new entrance on Occident Street in Nolkabar. Mayor Bob Pinsent says he's glad to see the original entrance on Lindsay Street closed.
State government doubled the size of the Cessnock Correctional Centre, and which has consequently increased the traffic flows. And the entry has always been through Lindsay Street for the last 20 years or more, and it's on local roads. And council moved to change the entry point to use the state road network.
A world-first farm stay site with the potential to house up to 400 retired greyhounds will be operational in the Hunter Valley by next year. The facility will be managed by full-time and part-time staff, including veterinarians and behavioural experts, to help deliver the best outcomes for the animals. Greyhound Racing New South Wales says the facility will help rehabilitate greyhounds for adoption opportunities and other safe environments.
2NURFM Sport.
The Jets' dreams of making it to the playoff series in this year's A-League have been crushed after a 1-1 draw between Adelaide United and Sydney FC. The Jets hope to secure a 7th position finish, but will sit out of the final series for the 2nd consecutive year, despite successes in the past few weeks. Meanwhile, Maitland is likely to miss attacking midfielder James Thompson after he was sent off for allegedly abusing the referee in Wednesday's loss to Western. Thompson received a red card for the behaviour and will likely be suspended for 2 matches in the Northern New South Wales NPL. And the Suburban Districts Cricket competition has been given the green light for the summer, with 2 new clubs added to the series. Adamstown and Fletcher Maryland have emerged as 2 of 9 clubs who will join the contest after a unanimous vote at the Newcastle District Cricket Association meeting on Wednesday night. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 14, 23, 5, 18, 33, 27 and 7, and the Powerball number is 7. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.